Hello, everyone, and welcome to League Review. I'm your host, William, and today is the LMS edition. I was going to say we're only 20 minutes late instead of like 35, 40 minutes late, thanks to Teamfight Tactic always, but actually, we are 24 hours late because last night we lost power for a second time in the same week, and I was very depressed. The power didn't get on until about 11:30, and then, wasted my whole day. I was very like it was off from like 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. ish, and 11, I think it's like 11:15 when I got back, and I was like, great, there goes my entire night. Might as well just go back to bed. And then I think I played like a game of Teamfight Tactics or two, and then just went to bed. I'm like, okay, that was my whole day. But yeah, luckily LMS doesn't start till Friday, and conveniently we had already done the LEC podcast, which would be going today. But today we're going to be doing LMS instead because this spot is open. So that it actually worked. Everything worked out pretty okay. This will be a quick podcast, like always, or not like always. I should not say that, but like previous podcasts with because of Rift Rivals, we're only going to be talking about our power rankings and then our predictions. Since LMS is only 7 teams, probably going to be a fairly short podcast, probably about 10 minutes or so. First up in the power rankings, we're going to have Jteem. I'm going to bring this over here as well. Jteem is starting very good this split. They started out really good last split as well, but they are 5-0 right now, and they are just looking fantastic. They're 10-4 as you can tell in games, and they're obviously on 5-game win streak, but they haven't lost yet. But they're 10-4 in games, and they're beating up on opponents that like usually or that aren't terrible. Let's see, they've beaten HQ, who's the number 2 team. And they've beaten Mad as well, who's the number Mad is 4, tied for 4th, but I consider Mad a top team. And Flash Wolves originally, when they beat Flash Wolves, I thought Flash Wolves were good. Unfortunately, they're probably not. And GRex and Alpha as well. So their only real test left is AHQ. I was gonna say then I realized they've played against everyone except HKA, not AHQ. Sorry, they've played against every team except HKA, which I believe they play against this week. Yes, obviously it's their next game. So if they win, they'll start the season with the first half of the season, I should say, with a complete sweep of every team. So they are looking to be dominant and probably looking to get that third, or at least trying to get one of the spots for Worlds, because weirdly enough, LMS will have 3 spots for Worlds, I believe, again, and only 7 teams. So almost half the LMS teams will make it to Worlds, and with the way they look right now, coming off of Rift Rivals, a solid combined with the VCS, they went a solid 0-13. It's not or 0-11. Sorry, that wasn't that bad. But yeah, they didn't win a single game against China or Korea at all, which was to be expected. They sent Flash Wolves and Mad Team, 2 teams that are currently a combined 3-8 in the LMS. So both teams struggling right now, and hopefully they can recover. I don't see much chance for Flash Wolves at the moment to recover, but Mad Team I think has a shot. But anyway, Jteem number 1. HQ is the number 2 team in my power rankings. They are currently 4-1. They were able to take down Mad last week. I unfortunately thought that they wouldn't. As you can tell, I've had a terrible Mad and Flash Wolves, like the 2 top teams of LMS, in the only 6 games a week. Like them losing all the time is really hurting my predictions. 2-4, 2-4, 3-3 is not a good way to start the season at all. But hopefully this week we'll bring that back up because we were almost at 70% for LMS last year. But now we can't pick a damn game to save our lives. HQ looks really good though, 4-1. Only lost to Jteem, the team above them that has not lost a series yet. They are also 9-4, so they've only lost 2 games outside of that series. So they are while Jteem in almost every single one of their series has gone 3 games except for one. AHQ has swept at least 2 games or 2 series. And HQ's kind of looked a little bit cleaner than Jteam at times as well. Next is Hong Kong. I don't have Hong Kong Attitude. I have them number 4 because they did lose to Mad back in week 3 by was it week 3? No, week 2. My apologies. I think. Where did they lose to? They lost to Mad in week 1. There we go. Even though they're 3-2, I think that their wins are against the much weaker. Their wins are against Alpha, who's 1-4, Flash Wolves, who's 1-5, and GRex, who's 2-3. So they haven't won against the top teams, and they've also lost against Mad, and they will be facing Jteem this week. But I think that Mad, in my opinion, is slightly better than them still, even though they're down and tied for fourth right now. And then I still have HKA number 4 in the power rankings. I do think they are still a top half team of, I guess there's only 7 teams, so it's kind of a top half. I would consider them a top half. I don't think they're with the bottom 3 teams, which at the moment is GRex. Flash Wolves, who's moved up to number 6 with their very first victory over Alpha, but that is their only victory so far. And then their Alpha, obviously losing Flash Wolves, has moved down to number 7. Those 3 teams, even though Flash Wolves has been the best team in LMS forever, and GRex made it to Worlds last year, don't see that happening again. They just have not looked good at all. Just to be honest, PK has not been he hasn't been carrying as hard as he was before, and just in general, GRex, Bruce isn't playing well. They're not. I can't say they're playing terribly because they're 2-3 at the moment, and they're in the playoffs technically because I believe they had a win over Mad. No, they haven't faced Mad yet. Okay, never mind. But they'll be facing the tiebreaker this week against Mad. But honestly, they're 6-7 in games, and they're just not looking that good. I think Mad has much more potential than GRex does, to be honest. But with that, I guess let's get straight into our predictions already. We're only 6 minutes in. I told you it'd be a very short one. First game is Mad versus GRex. We were just talking about the 2 teams tied for 4th place. Winner gets into or at least gets into the playoffs after the first 4 weeks of the 7-week season. But and I think this one will be Mad, as I was just talking about how I think they're a kind of a better team, even though they're same record, same game record as well, and coming off a loss, while GRex is coming off a win again. Mad lost to HQ last, and GRex beat Alpha. Alpha, I don't consider that strong a team, and GRex's only 2 wins are against Alpha and Flash Wolves, the 2 teams below them, where at least Mad has a win against HKA, and also Flash Wolves. But I think Mad will be fine against this one. I think that they will actually beat GRex 2-1. I think it will be a close series. I don't think that I just don't see GRex being able to hang with Uniboy, really. And Candy in the mid or Wuji in the mid. I don't think either will be able to hang with Uniboy. I think PK won't be able to take down Liang or Rock. That's usually Rock who plays. But I think that PK won't be able to carry as hard. And I really don't like Bruce into Bree. I think Breeze is playing much better this season than Bruce at the moment, personally. So HKA versus Jteem, which is probably, I would say this is game of the week. HKA versus Jteem, the 1 versus the 3. Jteem is still yet to lose the series. HKA is at 3-2 and they look okay. I put them at 4, but honestly, they look okay. They probably look just as good as Mad, but I think Jteem is just on a roll right now. I'm going to go with them until I get burned. They started out amazingly hot last split as well, and I actually had Jteem in my preseason winning the whole split. Unfortunately, towards the end of the split, they really started to fall off, barely made playoffs, and then lost in the first round of playoffs. So that didn't work as well as I would have hoped. But maybe this is the split. I saw something with this team. I really liked it last split, and then like I said, they fell off, and now if they move on up a little bit, just a little bit more, I think that they can actually prove that. Like I just love Fofo, to be honest. Like Fofo is one of my favorite players in the entire LMS, along with like Betty and Uniboy, and I just think that Fofo will be able to absolutely carry Jteem with an MVP performer. I think he'll win MVP of the split if Jteem keeps this up easily. I think it'll be a 2. I think this one will also be a 2-1. I think it'll be pretty close with HKA, but I don't, because Jteem also, like we said before, has not had a very clean. They've only had 1 clean series all split, and that was against Alpha. Outside of that, they've given a game up in every single win that they did, and so this should be another 2-1. Next, we have AHQ versus Alpha. This one should be fairly easy. AHQ is looking pretty dominant. Alpha, not so much. Coming off a loss against Flash Wolves is never good. When I mean, usually you'd be like, okay, that's fine, but that was Flash Wolves' very first win of the season. I think AHQ should be able to roll through Alpha pretty easily. A 2-0 shouldn't be that hard at all. HKA versus GRex. I am actually going to be picking the upset here from GRex over HKA just because I think that PK will be able to handle a 3Z on the top lane. I think that Mission has been playing decent, but I don't think he'll be able to handle Wuji and Candy. Just like I just think that GRex is going to have a little bit too much of an advantage up in the top lane, and then with Gemini in the jungle as well against Crash is just not going to. It's I mean it's tough to call this a big upset because it's a 2-3 versus 3-2. They're one game difference, but I think that GRex will be able to get it done. Game number 5 is Flash Wolves versus Jteem. I'm sorry, Flash Wolves. I love you guys. Like I said, I like Hanabi. I like Betty. Betty might be my favorite player over Fofo, actually, now that I think about it. But the season's a mess. You're sitting at 1-5 on the bottom, 7th place at the moment after 6 games. You've already played your first 6. Uh, yeah, you've already played all 6 games, and then you only have 6 more. You have to try and make it all the way up to at least 4th place. Which, granted, they are only a game and a half out of fourth or the playoffs at the moment, so it's not like the end of the world. But going against a team that's undefeated, that's not the way you want to start your second half of the split at all. J Team wins 2-0. As well as AHQ. Also, weirdly enough, due to weird scheduling, AHQ is facing Alpha 2 times this week, once on Saturday and once on Sunday. AHQ should be able to win both of them. Nothing has changed in my mind from the last prediction 5 minutes, like 2 minutes ago. So I think AHQ should be able to take both of them down 2-0 and pick up a solid 4-0 week for HQ for a 6-1 finish. And after that, they would actually have a better winning percentage, I believe, than J Team because of J Team losing. I think they're going to lose a game, just one game to HK. But yeah, that will be our podcast. Hopefully this week we get back on track. We haven't had a positive week yet in our predictions. Like I said last split, just to prove that I somewhat can predict the LMS. Let's just go quickly to spring. Yeah, I went 35 and 21, so we had a 62% pick rate. Not terrible, not the best, but we started out 6-0 in the first week. But 35 and 21 is not bad. I do know how to predict these teams. I thought at least in the spring split, but we've been off to a just about as bad as a split as Flash Wolves have been with the 2-4, 2-4, 3-3. Hopefully this week it turns into at least a 4-2. That's minimum is what I want. And if I can pull up like a 5-1, then we'll be at least 50% again. But yeah, that will be the podcast. Sorry it's so short, but LMS is quite short without match histories. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you tomorrow for the Wildcard podcast, which we haven't done in 2 weeks. So we're not going to do all that match history for Wildcard, but we'll at least talk this current week and then just catch you guys up on all of what's been going on the last 3. It'll be 3 weeks of review, kind of. We're not gonna do 3 weeks of it, but you get my point. That will be the teams have shuffled quite a bit. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.